Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, HaKodash, double honors to apostles and elders at Great Millstone, who taught us the truth. While shalom to Akim that push the word across the four corners of this globe with all truth and sincerity, by Hashem, HaKodash. And pretty much, that's again a quick lesson. And, pretty much on what, just going about my day to day, and pretty much, I'm just driving, and I see a license plate, H4144. I'm saying, I'm just, just driving. Just driving, I'm saying, just, like meditating, so, I just, I'm saying, type that, that sequence in the blue letter, man. I'm saying, because, that's one thing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai that the Lord has blessed, I'm saying, the apostles and elders, to teach us, to understand, how to use the, I'm saying, I should say, utilize the blue letter. That's one, good tool, that we're able to have in these last days. I'm saying, to, to further, study the scriptures, and it pretty much, adds to it, to the understanding, it goes to the ancient, Hebrew, and as well as Greek words also, to give you, a more understanding of the word, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you type in this specific sequence code, H4144 through the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Mossad.
Strong's H4144. Mossad.
Mossad. And look what it says. A foundation, man. See, Yahweh Shai has woke us up to, I'm saying, the 100% truth, man. Like the Lord could have had us like these other Israelites out here. You know what I'm saying? That that just, they just got that glaze. I'm saying the Israelite glaze. I'm saying, like, like the elder Muatazak from the LA camp be saying. A lot of J got the Israelite glaze. Like just a sprinkle, but they ain't got they ain't got the breath. Jake in the in a quote unquote Israelite community, majority of Jake got just like it says in Ezekiel, with the bones and the sinew, I'm saying, and the flesh, and then that breath came upon them, A lot of majority of Jake just got that, just got the bones and the sinews and the flesh, but they ain't got that breath. I'm saying, the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, the truth, the 100% truth. I'm saying Jake ain't got that, man. Majority of them, it's lucky. Majority of Jake ain't got that, man, because why? Because the breath is ordained for the election. Like it says in Revelation. I'm saying that, the 144,000, which are able to sing that song, they're the only ones that's able to sing that song because they're the only ones ordained for the song, for for them to be able to sing, man. You know what I'm saying? you know, and our foundation is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, man. You know, you got niggas saying that, you know, that Yahweh Shai is not to be worshipped. You know, you got you know what I'm saying, you got these gainsayers and naysayers. And it's beautiful because at the same time, the spirit is exposing these niggas, man. These false prophets. You know, exposing Jake for, what they're doing behind closed doors. Like a lot of exposure. You know, got niggas are being exposed in these last days, man. You know, like Alizé, you know, he quit. He threw in the towel, man. You know, out of his own mouth, he said that that he has nothing to do. I'm saying, that he has nothing to do with the Israelite business or whatever. You know, that he's done. You know, and what, like a couple months prior, he had to step down because he was exposed for being a sodomite, man. You know, getting things put up his rectum and shit. You know, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You know, now you talking about, I'm gonna just direct myself to be a content creator. You know, all that, the fucking congregation he had, Jake, that was, sincerely following him, and Jake is stupid, man. You know, because in Malachi 3, you know what I'm saying, that you should understand, on whether to see who's serving the Lord in truth or not. I don't know if you're paraphrasing, you know what I'm saying? But see, it's your job to, to actually read between the lines, man. And not be simple and stupid, man. Like not using your fucking head. Like not being spiritual. You just being a zombie, you just being a follower. And that's, I'm saying, the great majority of our people. Jake don't want to think, man. Yahweh Shai is looking for leaders, man. For saviors. The Lord gonna raise up saviors, man. A government body. I'm saying, to rule the nation, man. Jake, that's in a ruling mind, a disciplined mind, I'm saying that it's a mind with dignity, man, with character, and the elect are the only ones that's going to take up those attributes, man. I'm saying, because Lord willing, I'm saying, that we strive to be. And many more false prophets are being exposed on what they're not and who they are. I'm saying, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, and we're seeing it, man. They're being exposed and they're being from kicked to the side and being prepped for judgment. You know what I'm saying? But this is that foundation, man. I'm saying, get straight to the scriptures. Isaiah 28, verse 16. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. That's Yahweh Shai, man. You know, a sure foundation, you know, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone. You know what I'm saying? And we believe upon the Lord, man. You know? 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse I'll start at verse I'm gonna just get straight to the point. Let me start at verse 9. For we are laborers together with the Most High. You are the Most High's husbandry. You are the Most High's building. According to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua Mashiach. Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. But he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. You know? So, you know, you seek to keep, it's like, you know what I'm saying, we seek to be of those precious stones, those precious substance, that when the fire touch, you know, it's not going, turn to stubble or burn it up or melt it. You know, it's gonna come out as a refined substance. You know, like when you put gold in the furnace, you know what I'm saying, to burn the impurities off the gold. You know what I'm saying? A smith, he's smashing it, in the fire, and then he pulls it out the fire. It's a glistening, new shiny substance, more perfected element. Same thing with a precious stone. You burn the impurities off of it, and that gemstone comes out, perfect. I'm saying, because you burnt all the bullshit off of it. I'm saying, same thing, with this truth, man. And that fire is coming, man. And that fire, we go through that fire daily, man. You know what I'm saying? By bearing our cross daily through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Enduring shit from you niggas. Enduring the elements of the world. Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, whatever. Bearing our cross to the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and still pushing this word, man. Doing what is commanded of us to do. You know what I'm saying? That's that fire, man. And that fire is going to be increased when all hell breaks loose, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what we're waiting upon, man, because we know that we're going to be all right. So we're going to take our L's now. But when all hell breaks the fuck loose, man, we're going to be winning, man. We're going to be cashing out, so to speak, man. Even if we do got to be, martyrs, man, the Spirit is going to be with us, man, because the Lord, is with us now. I'm saying, Lord willing, that we be of the election, man. Continue to do what you're doing, man. I'm saying, delight yourself in the Lord, man. Continue to do what it is that you're supposed to be doing, man. Day by day. You know what I'm saying? Week by week. Fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And keep pushing, man. Like it says in 2 Ezra I'm saying the day, you know what I'm saying, or weeping, must be paraphrasing, the others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. We having abundance, man, in the time of hopelessness, amongst these peons, man. You know what I'm saying? You be having more than you need, man. That's what abundance means. More than you need. But the main point is the foundation, man. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You got Jake that's trying to neglect the foundation. And they did it back then, and it's no difference now. This is why this is only of the election, man. The elect are going to acknowledge the true foundation, man. It's like, yeah. Bear with me. This is Matthew chapter 7. Verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. If you want to build a sturdy building, I'm saying you have to build upon concrete or a strong foundation. The foundation has to be sturdy, man. Sturdy itself. Rock. You built the house upon a rock. You began the foundation upon upon the rock, man. So that natural elements or weather take place or a great storm take place. The building's not rocking to and fro. The building is still standing sturdy, man. Compared if it was to build upon sand or gravel, it's stupid, man. I'm saying you established the foundation upon sand or gravel, man, or dirt, whatever. You fucking see shit like that. I'm saying you see like a mansion or like a beach house, that was built upon the hill, and a fucking a crazy landslide happens, and the whole house just fucking tumbles down the hill. You see shit like that. Well, I'm saying that wasn't a sturdy foundation to begin with. If an earthquake happens, the whole shit just came down. On the side of, the side of the mountain or the side of the hill or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the main point is this truth. We found Yahweh Shai, man. But it's like Yahweh Shai found us, man. You know what I'm saying? And established us upon him. And we out there pushing this forth, his word, man, and can't nobody come against us, man. I'm saying we back in the world down with nothing but facts, and can't nobody, put this truth in its place, man, because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And man, it is what it is, man. You know, we establish this, you know, our faith upon the truth, man. Upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in spirit and truth. You know, not these other doctrines, not these other, these other, false doctrines and ideologies, man. You know, and real soon everybody's gonna realize, you know what I'm saying, where the truth is at, man. Real soon, it's gonna be, it's gonna be so clear as day, man. You know that who Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, come, man. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the main points that I want to bring out for this lesson. So I pray and hope that your brothers and sisters find satisfying. Until next time I say shalom.